Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Liv. This is going to be a tutorial on how to flip the grip. So it's not a guided class where we're working on flip the grip. It's more something that you can refer back to if this is something that you're working towards or working on in your practice. So this is a very advanced movement in terms of what we're requiring the body to do. So we need to make sure we're very warm before we attempt it. Areas to really focus on are warming up into our shoulders, and that's mobility in the sense we want to work on strong shoulders as well as open shoulders. So the ability to reach behind our head. And then because flipping the grip is a back bend, we want to make sure we're very warm in the back bend area. So that would mean strengthening our lower back and switching on our spinal erectors, lengthening through our hip flexors to allow them to stretch to find that shape, and generally switching on our leg muscles so that we're nice and strong so we can support our body into these shapes as we try to flip the grip. I'm going to be walking through this in pigeon pose, so working my way into a king pigeon. But the concept of how to flip the grip is the same no matter what variation you're taking, whether it be dancer's pose, a lunge, what else can you do, tiger. But that being said, I found king pigeon the most accessible place to learn as it's probably the easiest one to balance, and the floor is there to help support your back leg into the position. What I mean by that is, in contrast, in let's say dancer's pose, you've got to lift that leg up nice and tall, whereas in pigeon pose, this back leg is being held up by the floor. So you can practice it here, but the concept of what we do with the arm is the same no matter the pose. There are probably many ways that you can flip the grip, but I'm going to move through 4 methods and we'll go from easiest to hardest, or we'll progress our way through. So number 1 is to use a strap. So the great thing about using a strap is it essentially makes your arm longer. If we think about the concept of holding our foot behind our head, we're forming a loop between torso, arm, foot, leg, torso. It's forming a loop. And so the concept of a strap is making that loop bigger, and therefore we don't need quite as much flexibility to form that loop. So we want to take the strap and loop it around the foot. I prefer to not use a buckle because I find the tension squishes my foot. So just a lasso. Now, if you don't have a strap, a dressing gown cord, a tie, make sure it's not your best one. Anything really works here. It doesn't have to be a yoga strap. So important things to notice is that my chest is open towards the side, the eye of my elbow is open towards the side, and so is my hand. So importantly, that's not my shoulder rolling in, eye of my elbow pointing down, and my palm pointing backwards. That's not going to work. Everything is open. If we think of this as a big upper body stretch, open chest, open elbow, open palm. So when we're using a strap, I recommend you hold it as close to your foot as you can to start. We then allow the strap to slide through our hand as much as we need to complete the movement for flipping the grip. The movement is to first pull the elbow in towards your hip. You then send the elbow out towards the side. You then send the elbow up alongside the head as we send the chest and the gaze forwards. Now, depending on the range that you currently have, that slide of the strap through the hand, so as I pull in here, as I push out here, I can let the strap slide through my hand as much as it needs to until I can complete that movement. I find this a much better approach than allowing the strap to be super long, because if you start with it super long, you tend to lose tension in your back leg and you don't complete the rotation in the shoulder to work on that movement. You tend to take the arm overhead and then that back leg is floppy and we're not quite working on the shape that we are essentially progressing towards. So allow yourself to start close and let the strap slide. So option 2 is to use both hands, but obviously this brings more of a balance element in because we no longer have a kickstand to hold ourselves up. Let's refer to our arms as the flipping arm, which is the arm that's on the same side as the leg, and our opposite arm. So use your flipping arm to bring the foot close in towards your bum, then use your opposite arm to just hold the foot here, nice and close to your body. Your flipping arm, then come underneath, come to hold the little toe side of your foot, so the outer edge, get a nice firm grip, and now we have what we would have had with our strap at phase 2. From there, elbow pushes out towards the side, elbow rolls up towards the sky as you turn your chest and your gaze to come forwards. When you come out of any of these flip grips, see if you can go out the way you came in. So send your elbow out to the side, elbow in, and then softly let it go rather than letting your foot slingshot away from you. So option 3 is then to use one arm, which is essentially bringing us into the position that we did with 2 when we had the foot nice and close to our bum, but it's getting there without the help of our opposite arm. So pulling heel in towards bum, flex the foot so you've got a flat sort of top of your foot facing down. Now remember how we did for the strap? We've got our chest open wide, eye of the elbow faces out, palm faces out. Now take that palm, let it face the sky. Take that palm on the outside of the leg, so I'm outside here, I'm not the inside, outside of the leg to go underneath that foot. My fingers have now wrapped around the big toe side of my foot, and I can then complete the grip by sending my thumb around the little toe. Now this is the grip that we've got, but it's not cemented. As we rotate the arm into a flipped grip, the foot can kind of barrel roll within the hand, so allow there to be some sort of fluid movement of foot between hand. Something to note, socks aren't particularly helpful when you're learning to flip your grip, but I like to keep my feet warm. So from that grip, we pull elbow in towards hip. We send elbow out towards the side. We then send elbow up towards the sky to face forwards. I'll do you a little zoomed in movement for that as well. One more time, we've got this grip, hand is under the foot, thumb completes, elbow pulls in, elbow points wide, elbow points up. If you're then going for a full flip the grip, 2 hands, we press down into that left leg for stability, or front leg should I say. Left arm reaches up and over, maybe finds wrist or forearm, and it might be able to shuffle its way a little closer to the foot. Again, come out of it in a nice controlled manner rather than letting your leg fly away. Option 4 is to use no hands at all, and I can tell you ahead of time there's no way this is happening for me today, but it might happen in my lifetime. It's a very strong approach, and we essentially are using our muscles to lift our arms up and over to grab the foot. We have to think of a strong hamstring to pull heel towards bum. We have to think of strong lower back to keep the torso upright, and then we have to think strong reaching shoulders to see if we can find our foot. For entertainment value, I'll give it a go. Reach down through those hips, get them nice and low, pull the heel in towards your bum, lifting up and over, reach those hands back. Am I even close? Probably not. Something to work towards. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope it was helpful. Do feel free to go back and pause and hold the video at certain points as you try to understand this very complicated movement. If you'd like to work on your shoulder mobility, which is a very key part of being able to flip the grip, I'll put one of my shoulder mobility classes on this side just here, and more of these tutorials on different yoga poses or yoga movements, I'll pop a playlist just here on this side. Don't forget to subscribe if you'd like to stay up to date with all the different classes and tutorials or other yoga information I release. I very much appreciate your support.